You're currently working in software. Tell us a bit about how all that came about for you.
I saw the apprenticeship. So I was at home. I had 2 kids at home. But my youngest was a year, and I was sort of ready to get back into work.
Yeah.
But I hadn't, my previous, I had been in university before, but I'd only, it had been interrupted due to family circumstances. And then I went and, my husband and I got married and we started a family, and we moved up to the north. I'm originally from Cork.
Yeah.
And it was, I felt it was time. The kids were old enough. I felt it was time to get into work. But I couldn't go back to work. I couldn't go back to college full time. It just wasn't going to happen with family commitments. The commute alone is into Belfast is maybe 40, 50 minutes for me. It would just be too much to do full time, have the kids in, care and all the rest. So I was sort of looking around for different options. I was at a wedding, and a cousin mentioned that she knew someone who was recruiting women in particular, and they were going to train people from the ground up. This is for a US firm. So you could come in with absolutely no knowledge, which was really interesting for me. Ultimately, I didn't go for that. I didn't apply for that because I thought that it just wouldn't work out, that situation. But the other sort of thing that sort of sparked this for me was my sister. She did her undergrad in something completely different, microbiology, and then she had moved over to the States, and she had a baby. And while her baby was at home and she was nursing her, she self-taught herself how to program, just on her own, whatever online courses she was doing. And a couple of years later, landed herself in a software programming job, having done no official qualifications.
Really?
So that was really inspirational for me, just like a witness that you can actually go and get yourself a job without, you put in a little bit of effort, but it's not completely unreachable while you have a family. And my husband was extremely encouraging to me, and he went and asked some of his family members who were in the industry, maybe some advice. I had the idea of an apprenticeship. I knew that some of the universities in tech offered part-time apprenticeships, and his family member came back to us with workplus. And they said, you should try this. We've just heard about this. So I did the application. I wasn't really sure whether, I would go for it, I would get it, but I was like, look, I'll just put it in anyway.